Welcome, everyone. We're going to give it a couple more minutes before we start. Let people come in. Thank you for being here with us today. Hey, I think we can get started. I think people will continue to join, but welcome to the Building Smart USA webinar series. This is November, and our webinars are the second Wednesday of each month. Today we have Neil and Igor from ODA, and Neil, it's all yours.
All right, thank you, Janice. Let me get my slides up. All right, so my name is Neil Peterson. I'm the president of Open Design Alliance. I'm joined today by my colleague, Igor Egorychev, and we're going to be talking about ODA Industry Partnership for a program for openBIM. A little bit of housekeeping first. This is the link for the webinar series, the Building Smart webinar series. So this is an ongoing series. So if you're interested in additional information about the series, it's there. If you have questions, feel free to type them into the chat, or you can even raise your hand. We can stop the discussion and answer questions in context if you like. We can keep things informal today. And just a few other links, openBIM Business Values Survey, Building Smart newsletter, and a link for following Building Smart on LinkedIn. So that's it for the housekeeping. And so what I want to talk to you today about is our new industry partnership program. So first, a little bit about our company. ODA develops an open infrastructure platform for engineering data. We provide technology that the entire industry uses to access different types of engineering data. We're a nonprofit technology consortium. That's our structure. We have more than 1,200 members worldwide. We work with all the major CAD vendors, Autodesk, Bentley Systems. We work with Trimble, Esri, Siemens, software companies like Microsoft, Oracle, and manufacturing companies like automotive, Mercedes, Honda. So really an interesting mix of companies in different sectors and organizations. 50 countries around the world we have members, and we have a development team of almost 120 people on staff right now. That's full-time staff. So we have a good sized team, and our mission is to serve the industry, making engineering data accessible. We have been a Building Smart partner since 2019. We work closely with them, and we're involved in the work for IFC5 development that's ongoing currently. And we also provide a number of technologies for openBIM that are related to the infrastructure field, and I'll go through those quickly. The first of those is what we call our IFC SDK. SDK is Software Development Kit. It's a toolkit that's used by programmers to integrate IFC support into any type of application. And the idea here is that a company like Autodesk, they join us as a member, they take our IFC SDK, and they're using that to implement IFC support in Revit. So they import and export IFC data from Revit using our technology. And just to give you an idea, like IFC is an open standard, so you could just implement this yourself. Why are people using our tools for this? Well, the reason is that even though IFC is an open standard, it's complicated. It's a complex specification, and we've actually invested more than 55 person years of engineering resources into developing our SDK. So the IFC SDK provides a convenient set of tools for reading the data, working with it, editing, writing, validating, visualizing. So anything you need to do with IFC, instead of doing it yourself, the idea with our organization is that we implement one really good version of the IFC implementation, and the industry collectively is supporting our development through ODA. And so everybody's sharing the cost of development and sharing the usage of this product. It's much better than every vendor inventing the wheel over and over again for themselves. So that's our business model, and IFC SDK is widely used by major vendors. It's been on the market for a number of years. It's proven technology. We also have software toolkits. We have one for open roads. So the open roads SDK allows you to integrate this into any application and then work with open roads data independently from Bentley software. So you can build a web application, a desktop application, load open roads data, visualize it. So it's convenient way to get interoperability with open roads data apart from any proprietary software licenses. We have a similar SDK for Civil 3D data. Our Civil SDK provides functionality to read, visualize, write, and edit Civil 3D files. And then the final component of this set is our Visualize SDK. And this is a high-performance 3D graphics engine that's been developed specifically for CAD. And visualization is an important part of interoperability. And so we provide this toolkit for companies to build desktop, mobile, and cloud-based applications that can support high-performance rendering of IFC and other CAD formats. So that's our toolkit set for infrastructure. We also offer one end user application, and that's called our Open IFC Viewer. And Open IFC Viewer it's been developed for really two purposes. One, it's a technology demo. So we're using IFC SDK, Visualize SDK, the professional grade components, and we're putting this out for everybody to see as a demonstration. This is the type of professional application that you can build with these technologies. So we're a nonprofit. We're really directed by our members. Our board is made up of our own members, and they don't want us putting a lot of money into marketing. And so this is one of our primary marketing tools that we have this nice viewer available, and people can go and easily download and see what type of application you can build with our technologies. And then the second reason that we do this is as a service to the industry. IFC is an important standard, and ODA has a long-term mission. And so we're intending Open IFC Viewer to really be a standard reference viewer for the industry. It's supported. It's going to be around for decades. So this is our time frame is in decades or even 100-year time frame, that we want the organization to be stable and around, and this viewer is going to be supported for the long term as a service to the industry. It's a cross-platform product, so there are versions available for Windows, Mac, and Linux. The uh, Igor is going to be showing a bit later today the early versions of our iOS and Android. So we've got it running on tablets now also. It's not on the app stores yet, but you'll see a demo of the technology on those platforms. And this is not a, you see some free products where it's there today, it's gone tomorrow, and you don't know if it's going to be supported. There's a lot of suspicions that some people have when you look at free products, and justified in a lot of cases. But Open IFC Viewer is part of our standard offering to the industry. It's actively developed. We release a new version of our entire software platform every month, and Open IFC Viewer is part of that. So we're constantly adding new features, we're fixing bugs, and you get a new version every month. The modern development, a lot of our members demand agile development and monthly releases. So it's part of that. If there are problems, features, the things are going into it quickly, and it's actively developed and maintained. And then just briefly before I hand off to Igor, the viewer supports visualization of IFC models. It's got an integrated validation engine that includes not only the syntax validation for IFC, but also support for the IDS validation standard that has been recently developed by Building Smart. You can do measurements, sectioning, inspection. It's got a lot of really nice features. And with that, I am going to hand this off to Igor, and he's going to show a live demo of the capabilities. So let me stop sharing, and Igor, if you will.
Thank you, Neil. Hello, everyone. My name is Igor Egorychev, and I'm a team lead of IFC SDK of Open Design Alliance, and now I'm going to briefly show several features, several recent features of Open IFC Viewer we've implemented not so long ago. First of all, briefly, I'm going to show how it looks like. This is just log of file opening, and the viewer itself is separated on several areas, like Object Explorer on the left. Here, users can see spatial structure of typical IFC file. It allows to start different plugins. For example, it shows spatial structure. At the right side, there is a palette of properties. It shows attribute values of IFC instances and property set values, for example. In addition, it shows some geometrical values like position of selected object and its size. At the middle, you can see, of course, the model itself. On the right click, you can zoom into selected object, hide objects, isolate them, and so on. In addition, we have, on the level of IFC SDK, we have a grouping on different entity types. So, for example, it can show IFC spaces without other geometries. This also can be investigated if needed. And on the top of the window, there are several tabs with different features. For example, features, tools for navigation, for automatical rotation, fly mode is like in first-person shooters, so you can walk inside of buildings and so on. Zoom extends, absolutely standard features for many viewers. So here, views can be changed, render modes can be changed, and so on. So some interesting additional style types based on Visualize SDK. So here's the main features of the viewer. I just shown. Although the viewer has many developer features that we use during development for files investigation and so on, but I don't want to spend too much time on such developer features, but I want to mention one of it, which is called Tree Viewer, and we will see it a bit later. And now I'm going to switch into a file which has been converted from Civil SDK into IFC SDK. This is a file of IFC 4.3 version, and we get it from one of examples from Building Smart, I believe. And here I'm going to switch onto a different tab, which has tools for markup. It allows to draw different markup entities in two-dimensional view on the top of 3D geometry. It has coordinate stamp, for example, a tool which shows coordinates of selected point, and it has a coordinate stamp, and it has the component stamp tool, which places table data into the drawing. By default, it shows values of IFC instance, but arbitrary fields can be also added. By requests of our users, we implemented also measurement tools. They can show different lengths, and angle measurement tool, which shows angles and so on. So also different kinds of sectioning can be added into the scene. Objects can be exploded to be investigated more precisely. And then a two-dimensional picture can be exported into image file to be used for different purposes. That's all about Tools tab. And now we will look on plugins which were made for processing of property sets. For instance, I'm going to add some property sets for IFC alignment. Those property set definitions are provided in together with documentation to IFC standard, and can be processed in machinery readable form. So we just process such data into user interface, and I'll add some property set in accordance to instance, to IFC instance. So I press append button, and now I'm going to add some quantities to the object. And now we are going to investigate them into properties window. So here we see newly added property sets and quantity takeoffs to the original IFC model. So as the model was updated, it can be saved by tool write in file. So we will get new IFC file with a property set and a quantity takeoff, which were just appended. The next feature I'd like to say is a plugin for investigation of IFC alignments. It is in progress of development right now, but it already can be used, and I believe it will appear in version 2611. It is called Alignment Viewer, and it shows components of IFC alignment separately in different tabs. So here we see a horizontal alignment, then vertical, which also can be scaled, for example, to be more representative. And count alignment also exists into this alignment definition. So that's the tool. It is, as I've said before, it is in the progress of development right now, and in next versions we are going to add highlighting of segments separately, and conversion of the tabular data and pictures into Excel format or into HTML and so on. So wait in new versions. The next one for today's presentation is about optimization of IFC SDK geometrical part we've made a couple of versions ago. So here you can see a file with lots of IFC reinforcing bar objects, and the optimization has been made because IFC reinforcing bar representations are always IFC swap disk solid. If you understand, if you are familiar with IFC format. So here we see a file, a model, 3D model with lots of reinforcing bars, and it opened in 22 seconds. And a couple of versions ago, this file opening time was something about 5 minutes, and it took twice more memory than in current version. So from time to time, we perform huge optimization for geometry or for different parts of IFC SDK, and they automatically appear into our end user application like Viewer. So before I had crash of application on my machine because memory and huge slowdown, and now it works fine. Objects can be selected and investigated and so on. So very interesting file. Many geometry here, and it was optimized perfectly. The next one is about so-called federated models. I'm going to open initial IFC file, and then I'm going to append other files to this one. So here we have new objects. Here, files can be appended one by one, or I'm going to select all other files, and we see a common model, common federated model from several IFC files. Actually, this federated model is a combination on the ODA Visual ICE SDK level. So IFC files are staying without changes, and objects from them can be investigated separately in, for example, TreeView plugin. So here we see the handle is 13, but we see different names for objects. This means that they are in different models physically. So just additional interesting feature. But it needs to say a different way of models combination can be used, not on Visual ICE SDK level, but on the level of IFC SDK, when IFC models are combined within single big IFC model, so they can be saved into single IFC file. As I remember, these files are provided by Building Smart on their GitHub. Just interesting geometry and picture. Next one tool is about time schedule, which is described within IFC model. Again, I'm going to start with, let me escape. Again, I'm going to start with TreeView. We will find all IFC tasks. This is timeline of project creation. And in our plugin, which is called Project Schedule plugin, we show such data as Gantt chart, level by level. This diagram can be changed a bit. For example, I'm going to change finish date and date for the task. And now let me generate animation for it and play. So objects appear on the screen not in very logically correct order, because this timeline was created automatically by one of our examples. So at the time is just depends on position into the space. So not many files with timelines actually can be found in web, but I think I believe this plugin will popularize the addition of such data to IFC models. So this data can be seen in our viewer. The plugins tab also has a model validation plugin button. It again validates model against different validation tasks. Those are selected, are described within ICO specification, 4-step format. So here all fails can be investigated and sometimes can be healed. Special plugin for layers management. A dog here inside of building. The next one is a COBie manager, which collects data into a COBie tables. After collectioning, they can be exported into Excel table and then used outside of our viewer. IDS manager allows to validate and validate models against IDS rows created by users. BIM collaboration format manager allows to create projects with model reviews, add topics, comments, and so on, and some other plugins which are outside of my presentation. And the last topic is about our mobile versions. So here on the screen you see videos of Android and iOS versions. Those viewers are also created by using IFC SDK and Visualize SDK, and so they are working on smartphones, mobile phones, and so on. It's needed to say that both viewers were created by using artificial intelligence by one of our specialists. So they don't have a lot of plugins, but allows navigation along spatial structure, allow to investigate properties, and support IFC 4.3 version. So we have some smartphone versions of the viewer. So here on the screen, the file of IFC 4.3 with alignments and some buildings. This is a file is a combination of some other IFC files on the level of IFC SDK. So we have combined different IFC files into the one. So it can be, and it can be opened in one turn. Say, and a huge model inside of mobile version is loading, not very fast, but works good. So that's all from my side today. Thank you for your attention, and Neil.
Thank you, Igor. All right, so that's the demo of the technology. So I'd like to talk a little bit about licensing, and we have a bit of an unusual situation with the licensing for our viewer. ODA is a nonprofit technology consortium. I mentioned that our board is controlled by our own members, and our product, our what we sell essentially is development toolkits for companies, mostly for software vendors to incorporate into applications, and they don't want to be competing with us, so we actually aren't allowed to sell end user applications as a matter of company policy, because our licensing model is really attractive. And if we're selling a viewer and our members are also trying to sell viewers, and we're competing, then they don't want that competition. So we are restricted from selling a viewer. But in this case, with IFC being an open standard and being important to the industry, we are providing this technology, this application at no cost. And so that gets around the restriction that we have for sales, and it still serves some important purposes for us as an organization, as a technology demo, and really as an industry service for the broader industry. So it aligns well with our mission. The viewer is pretty popular. We're getting 5,000 or more downloads per month. So a lot of people are taking a look at it and using it. And so the new thing that we're offering for companies that are interested in using the viewer in commercial situations is that we want to offer support options. So we've got potentially tens of thousands of users downloading the application each year. We can't provide free support for everybody. So that's not part of our mission, but we do offer some paid support options. And so that's the next topic for today. And the first of those is our sustaining membership level. So a company that would like to get technical support for users of Open IFC Viewer can join ODA as a sustaining member, and that would give technical support to everybody within that organization. That it could be any size, thousands, 10,000, 100,000 people, any size organization can get unlimited technical support for all users that are part of that organization. And the second offering that we have is called our openBIM industry partner. And so an industry partner can get technical support not only for people within their organization, but if they're working in a larger network, any associated external users, contractors, consultants, educational institutions that are cooperating, partner agencies, anybody in that umbrella working with that organization can get technical support under the one industry partner. Um, the other benefits of the industry partner offering is that you can request development of new features. So a partner that's say there's some feature in the viewer that's not there that they need, they can request from our development team. We'll get it implemented. We'll get it out in one of the monthly releases because it's being actively developed. And then the other benefit is they can nominate somebody to the ODA board of directors. So an industry partner can potentially participate in the strategic governance of the organization itself, which I think is not a common offering in the industry. The common benefits for either of the support options, one is for your authorized users, there's unlimited technical support, um, so that there's no limits on users or tickets. These also give access to the full ODA technology stack. So you can develop, if you have a development team or if you're working with a development partner, you can develop custom workflows for openBIM. We see more and more companies looking to do that. And one other, I think, valuable piece of technology that we offer as part of this is our web visualization solution. So the membership includes access to our web visualization platform. So this is not a service. This is a technology. You can set up your own web server that can visualize IFC files and provide web access to those files to anyone that you choose. And you, since it's not a service, you can install that on a private network. You get to control the data. You don't have to put your files up on somebody else's servers and pay monthly fees. This is a technology you install yourself, and it gives you a lot more control than working with a third-party cloud provider. So just very quick closing here. The ODA for openBIM, we have open infrastructure for engineering data, and we have an on-premise web viewer solution for secure collaboration. And we say no to vendor lock-in. Our tools let you really take control of your data. And with that, I'll close here. I've got my contact if you want to reach out to me on LinkedIn. More than happy to talk. president@opendesign.com by email. And our viewers, it's a good viewer. Check it out, openifcviewer.com. There's a link. And I think we'll take any questions now, if there are any. Let's see.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you, Igor. Trying to see if there's any questions coming in.
Not seeing anything in chat or Q&A at the moment. For the folks in the audience, I think it might be interesting for all of us to hear what you make of what you've just seen. It's pretty amazing, you know, from my perspective at least. And also, if you have any comments about how you think you would use this in your own practice, things that you would like to see, things that you now realize are possible that you thought were behind a significant paywall before? Well, it may just be that people are recovering from the holiday yesterday. I know a lot of our colleagues took that federal holiday for Veterans Day. Oh, here we have from Rick Bryce. Hey, Rick, would you like us to unmute your microphone so that you can just voice over this? We've made that possible for you, Rick.
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. I just wanted to say that, I've been kind of frustrated with earlier versions of the viewer because it didn't support alignments very well. So I'm really excited to try out what was demonstrated today. It looks like it's a big leap forward. I'll have to download and spend my afternoon doing something productive.
Thank you, Rick.
Yeah.
If you do get it downloaded, if you still have any issues, feel free to contact us. I mean, even if you're not on any kind of support contract or anything, if you see problems, we are interested in making it better. So we'd be happy to get your feedback with the latest version.
Is there a feedback email or something that I just haven't stumbled across yet on your website? Or
We're working on the like a support portal, but you can just send to support@opendesign.com. You can just send an email,
Okay.
and we'll get to it.
Okay.
We can't promise fixes for people that aren't members at this point, but definitely if it's something that's of common interest to everybody, we'll definitely take a look at it and get back to you.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, to help give a little context, Rick is an openBIM leader and advocate for Washington State Department of Transportation, hence his question about alignments. Let's see. Brett Wood has a question how to interact with ODA. Maybe toward the end of the webinar, you can just flash up your contact coordination information. And we also have a lengthier question from Kimon Onuma. So Kimon, you can unmute and talk if you'd like.
Hi. Thanks for the presentation. Yeah, just curious about I see the licensing for commercial or sustaining. Is there any kind of license or something in between for if you're not a large vendor and you want a little bit more than what's in the commercial?
I think we can take that up like offline. That would be better. Shoot me an email. Happy to help you with that offline.
Okay, thanks, Kimon. And Brett, we have made it possible to unmute your microphone if you'd like to say more about your questions about interacting with ODA.
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Yes. I work here at the Florida Department of Transportation, and
Brett, not hearing you right now.
oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. I work for the Florida Department of Transportation, and I was looking. We're kind of new to the IFC. We've been looking at some common data environments. We're both an Autodesk and a open roads platform organization, but we also use some other things. We're moving towards Postgres and an open source database kind of thing. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about and maybe set up a meeting is talk about how we can use IFC to help us with data governance and integrating our information into an open source database. Primarily, I'm interested in, I work on a panel and also for coming up with a national standard for transportation accuracy. And one of the things we're very interested in at TRB and some other places is making sure that the geodetic components, because, it's one thing to have a BIM for a building, but our infrastructure is linear and we want to deal with geodetic components. We just want to make sure that that geodesy gets built into the open standard so that when we create these models in the future, we can account for that.
We'd be happy to have a discussion with you about these topics. We've been working with a number of companies. I think a lot of people are trying to figure out this sort of problem, how to get things into a more open environment and store data and maintain access. And so we'd be happy to discuss that with you. If you get in touch with me, we can set up a meeting. And the geodetic stuff, I think we probably need to see some examples. And I don't know if, are you saying that that's something that's not in the IFC standard at this point, and that you want it included, or
no? Well, in earlier standards, I didn't see it, but I haven't honestly looked at the latest standard, which I need to do. But mainly probably just touch base with you and figure out what option fits best for us and what we, kind of hear what we're trying to do, and then maybe get some guidance on that, because we know we want an open standard. We know we don't want to go down the proprietary right. Certainly when we bring things into our database, we don't mind paying for licensing to use special tools, but we don't want to pay a license fee to get to our own data. So that's kind of where we're at with what we're doing. And as you probably know, the DOTs, we collect a ton of information. My main focus is on geospatial data because my current position is state surveyor for the Florida Department of Transportation. So my focus obviously is on the geodesy of it and where things are. We know that, as we embrace autonomous vehicles and some other things, that where things are is going to start to become much more important than it has been historically.
Yeah, understood. We hear the same concern from a lot of people, and happy to have a discussion to see if we can help you to sort some of these issues out.
Fantastic, and thank you for your presentation.
Yeah, thank you all for your attention today and participation here.